Hey everyone. Alright, so this is what happens when I release something and then I tell myself that I'm not going to do anything for a few days. I just drive myself insane. I don't know what to do. I would actually like to take a second to describe exactly what my stance is with Tsu, TSU, the social networking page that I'm releasing my stuff on. And I'm going to go over some details about exactly what's up with that. And exactly why this should be relevant to a lot more people. Okay? So the first thing we're going to discuss, what is Tsu? Alright. Basically, it's Facebook, and that's about it. Except, it shares revenue with anyone who's using it. Here's my bank tab, and I've got a whopping 75 cents. I've actually been giving away money to people just randomly because there's a button that people can turn on or off willingly, where they can just you can just like give donations to anybody you want. Which I think actually in a lot of ways that by itself is another topic that just literally could just be its own video. That right there is a situation where if you thought a like button was fun, wait until you get the transfer funds button, because that shit blows the crap out of a like button in terms of how fun it is. When you give somebody money, like randomly because of a post that they made, that shit is fucking awesome. I know that this exists because things like Change Tip, where you can just give people bitcoins on Reddit and stuff like that, that is extremely interesting and fun. And giving donations to somebody on Twitch, that is fucking awesome. You get to see their reaction, you get to get on a list, and everybody can see, oh wow, so and so donated $1,000. Holy shit, that's amazing. Anyway, so not even talking about that. Let's just talk about the percentage that Tsu provides. It's 90%. 90%. Fucking 90%. It is divided among users. So the content creator gets 50% of the revenue, but whoever like shares, whoever's under, there's like a hierarchy. Like when people sign on, they have to use a short code, and when they use that short code, they become your child. So anybody who is your child who is now making money, you get a cut. You get a small cut of that 90%. Here's the thing about that though, and this is actually something that I don't quite like, because fuck it, I'd rather just fucking get rid of the whole hierarchy and short code thing anyway, and just give everybody 90% as individuals. But even still, when you think about it, this creates an environment where it's a steady flow, a steady thing, right? But it's 90 fucking percent. When the Skyrim fiasco happened, how much did people claim, like, oh well, the artist, when creating mods for Skyrim, was getting 30%, and that wasn't enough? Tsu gives 90%. When you have music that's playing on like Spotify or something like that, as an artist, you're getting like what, 5%? Some fucking tiny ass number, and your song gets played 1,000,000 times, and you get like fucking pennies on the dollar. Meanwhile, these guys are giving 90 fucking percent. Okay, even compared to YouTube, that is ridiculous. Which brings us to the second part of this. Is the most common argument I hear against bothering to like jump over to it, and that is, well, I don't really want to make money. I don't care. I just want a social network so that I could talk to people. I want to be able to like network with people, or no, not even that. Like most people, I'm willing to bet, I don't have any numbers to back this up, but the vast majority of people who are using social networking tools are probably not looking for ways to profit. They're just, talking about dead grandma or what kind of day? I don't know why I jumped immediately to dead grandma. I could have talked about something else. And it does feel a little weird to be making $20 off of a dead grandma post. But Facebook has no problems with making $20 off of your dead grandma post. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Because that was just funny. But the thing to keep in mind here is that not everybody wants to use these things for making money, right? So you could talk until you're blue in the face about all of the profit that you could be making. But in reality, the vast majority of us who generate normal amounts of traffic are only going to make like... You're probably going to make like $100 in like 20 years. In this case, on Tsu, I made a post once. I made 10 cents. It's extremely effortless. That's the highest. That's the most I've ever made was 10 cents, and that was just one post talking about one of my projects. I go to analytics. I could see like how much traffic my posts get and everything like that. So going over all of that, like, sure, maybe only certain people will end up using Tsu and others won't, and it's pretty understandable, except for one thing, right? This isn't really about the money, a rich get rich quick scheme. It's more about the principle of it. It's more about, here's something that is better in terms of all these things. You not personally making money off of it, but you're doing the same things that you'd be doing on Facebook anyway. But you're creating an environment where people who are content creators, people who are working their butts off every day, trying to create content that other people will enjoy or like. The more people who make the jump to something like Tsu, the more it's going to have to, other people are going to have to compete. Other companies are going to have to compete. The thing that I'm getting at here is that this is a massive bargaining chip for every artist out there doing anything. Do you understand? This is not just about you making money off of what you ate last night. This is not about you getting rich quick. It is about setting a baseline standard, and when somebody offers 90%, it is huge. Just like we want to enforce a minimum wage, just like we want to enforce anything along those lines, it goes right along that, man. Because if you think that somebody who's making 50 to 90% profit when they release their album, they release it exclusively on Tsu. Let's say a year or two from now, Tsu actually allows you just to release exclusively on their fucking service, right? What the fuck is Spotify gonna have to do? What the hell are all the other companies? This thing should scare the shit out of every fucking corporation who's not sharing 90% of their wealth. And how the hell are they even going to compare? How the hell are they even going to compete? This shit is freaking crazy. So it's not just some stupid thing. It's not a little thing. And I really implore you to think about it. Just look at it. Understand what this is. It's a little clunky. It's a little fucking weird. They need to fix some stuff, and they're taking a really long time with it. But for fuck's sake, like, nothing matters. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's so over the top that 90%? Okay, whatever. Fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna release everything on this. The only things that can compete are things that complement it at that point. At that point, like things like YouTube, and YouTube could pull some bullshit, right? And if releasing videos on Tsu becomes a thing, well, what about big YouTubers? All of a sudden now Tsu is like giving them 90% of the fucking profits. Or 50%? 50! Even 50! Even fucking 50! So, this is a big thing. It's not some small thing. Alright, I'm just repeating myself at this point. I just wanted to explain why I keep coming back to this. Because every fucking time I think about it, it blows my mind that I'm not just making it the only thing that I'm using. And it's not perfect. It's got shortcomings, but can somebody give me an argument not to? The only valid argument that I've been able to find is coverage. Well, there's more people using things that have been around for 8 years. Well, duh.